You know, this thing we do, create, it can be so emotionally draining at times. You know, it's one of those things that once you kind of have it in you, you've got it in you for life. It never goes away, not the creative side. I know plenty of musicians who just focus on the craft of being a musician. And that doesn't seem to be as emotionally all enthralling the older you get as being somebody who really thrives more in creativity. For me, I play guitar. I play a couple of instruments, but I'm not outstanding at any of them, to be honest with you. That's never been the number one drive for me. I mean, I'm okay, but I'm not great. For me, it's all about writing music, stuff that makes my heart feel great, something that just makes me feel great. And when it's happening, it's some of the most amazing feelings that you can have. I know many of you relate to this. Even when I help other people create music, I'm being creative in that process. I'm trying to capture their magic just as much as they are. And I find it almost as rewarding as creating my own music. But the problem comes when it's not flowing, when you don't feel it. I have tried to walk away from this more than a few times in my life. There have been times in my life this has become or has been an obstacle, or at least I perceived so at the time, in my life. And I continue to go through these emotions to where I just can't find what it takes to want to stay committed at times, because no matter how hard I try, no matter how hard I work, and I try hard and I work hard, when it's not flowing, it's just not flowing. And I'm sure many of you relate to that. For me, I tend to kind of just get up and walk away from it for a while. I'll walk away from the music room, what we call in my house the music room. I'll walk away from my guitars. I'll walk away from all of this recording stuff, and I'll just go get a break. When it's not happening for me. For me, I'm the type of person where it's got to be organic. If it's not organic, it just doesn't flow for me. I'm not one of these people that can do a kind of cookie cutter song, but then again, I don't want to be that. I'd rather have 2 good songs in my whole life and have it really represent what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking than write 100, songs that, are unrelatable to me. Maybe relatable to other people, but unrelatable to me. And ever since I've started this YouTube channel, there's been this kind of backdoor pressure that I put on myself about creating content and that kind of thing, and really trying to think of things that can help people. And sometimes that just flows and flows and flows, and sometimes it's like, I don't know what to talk about today. And so those are emotions that I go through. For me, I found other creative things that I enjoy doing as well. I'm a woodworker. I've got a detached garage here in my house. For right now, it's a carpenter shop, and I've learned to do a lot with epoxy and things like that. And I've created some pretty amazing things that give me that satisfaction. So when I don't have it in here, I go out there. And typically, I've tried to do balance. Usually I'll spend 1 day a week in here kind of doing the YouTube thing. And I'll spend the other day, all day, 16 hours out in my garage, nonstop working. And then I create my music and things like that during the week when I get off work, or I tend to get up really early, and I'll do it early in the morning. Like it's 5:30 in the morning right now here. But if you feel like, it gets the best of you at times, if you feel like it's all consuming, go find something, try different things. But I'm going to tell you right now, as much as you may want to, you will not be able to walk away. You won't. I've gone through times, I've sold it all. I've gotten rid of it all because I thought it was too much of a distraction in my life with my family. Instead of focusing on finding the balance and finding the right times, I thought just cut it off and get it out. And then crap, I end up buying it all again. And I haven't done that in a very long time, but I've done that in the past, especially when the kids were much younger. And I've learned my lessons, and that's one of the reasons I preach buying used a lot. If you do get in a bind, either financially or emotionally or whatever reason, if you have to sell it, you don't lose it. You don't really lose much if you were smart in buying it, I guess. But find something else, because I can tell you, you're watching me. Many of you are much younger than me, so learn from this old fart's experience, at least some of them, right? And that is, you're never going to be able to walk away, and you're never going to lose your passion for it. It's just not going to happen. You're always going to have it. It's at times it's a blessing and a curse. So focus on when it's a blessing and ignore the curse. Walk away. Find something else that can consume your time. Like they say, nothing in life is good for you if it consumes all of your time. And so find that balance, because I'm not giving up. I know I can't give up. I've already learned all those lessons. I'll be doing this until I drop dead, okay? Or I'm physically incapable of doing it any longer. And at my age, that sometimes feels sooner than later, but that's a different story. But don't give up. Don't ever give up. Find balance. Find what works for you. And if it means you've got to walk away for a day, a week, a month, or even a year, that gear ain't going nowhere. Just let it set. You will come back to it in good time, and you will want to do it again. That I promise you. Good luck in your music journey. I wish you mostly blessings, but sometimes the difficult times are what make the blessings seem so good. Bye-bye.